Hey guys, it's Laura. I wanted to give a little introduction to this virtual open mic that you're about to see. I can hear my dog panting outside the door too. But yeah, so what we did is we did a virtual open mic with some friends up in Massachusetts, just because with the coronavirus, it didn't really feel safe to do a real release show out in the wild. So I was able to kind of team up with a group of friends from Massachusetts and kind of put together this virtual show, which is really cool. So from about 2010 to 2015, I attended the glorious Yellow Sofa open mic night, first in Northampton and then in Southampton, Massachusetts. So, and that was a great community of songwriters and musicians, and we go pretty much weekly. And it was a great place to kind of try out new songs and collaborate with other artists and form bands and things. So it was a really cool, constructive musical community there. So it felt right to kind of team up with that group again, especially because I wrote the first single, Louies Tomorrow, up in Massachusetts. And I probably debuted it for the first time at the Yellow Sofa. So it was cool to kind of have it circle back around to where that song started. And at the beginning of the video, we have some technical issues. So Michael Silverstone, who's the wonderful host of the Yellow Sofa, and you can probably see him right, it's hard because it's backwards, right there in our Yellow Sofa picture there. But he was the host of the open mic night up in Massachusetts, and so he hosted this Zoom event that we did, but we had some technical issues, so he did a little interview with me about the single that got cut off, so I thought I would introduce it here. So yeah, I wrote the song up in Massachusetts. The song was sparked by a conversation I had with a doctor up there. And so I think I had a half day at work, so I came home from that doctor's appointment and sat down at my keyboard and started writing it. And then I remember writing, I think, the verses, like driving to work from Northampton to Ware, Massachusetts. And then I got home that night and finished it. So it was a pretty quick song in terms of writing it. And then Michael was asking about the production of it. So I actually teamed up with Ben Bishop, who's a friend of mine from Yukon. He's a producer down here too, so that was kind of fun to have somebody who I knew up in Connecticut and kind of work with them in more of a professional kind of music sense too. And Ben's really creative and is willing to kind of take risks and do things that are a little different in the studio too, which is a lot of fun. So I had a great time making this EP with him. And he's a big part of how that kind of, the bridge on this song got so trippy and fun kind of in the recording of it, so definitely check that out. And then Michael was asking about the just arrangement in terms of the musicians that I worked with. And so Wilson Harwood is a friend of mine who actually met through a meditation group, and then he mentioned on a break during the meditation retreat that he played banjo. And I just asked, like, hey, do you take banjo lessons? And he does. So I started taking banjo lessons with him, but he plays banjo much better than I do. So I asked him if he would play banjo on the EP, which he does, and you can hear it in Louies Road. And then the other musicians we had were Josephine Mishner on the fiddle, we had Caleb Edwards on the mandolin, Andrew Lang, someone I like a lot, on the harmonica, and then we had Keenan Payne on the bass, and Aaron Nelson on drums. And then for a later song, we had Ian Robinson on cello. And then Ben played some guitars too on some of the tracks. I think that's everybody. I hope I didn't leave anyone out. And then we used Graham Walk's studio in East Nashville. And he has a beautiful baby grand piano. So we had one day where it was me, and then Aaron on the drums, and Keenan on the bass. And so we kind of just did a full day of takes with the three of us kind of live. And that's how the last chorus of Nobody's really came to be, where I had this idea of bringing back that same groove that was in the bridge, bringing that back to the last chorus. And so it's much more syncopated rather than just walking it up straight. And that kind of groove, that dum gum 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 gum. That's exactly what it sounds like. But yeah, you can hear that, and Aaron just kind of locked it on the drums, and we did have this really cool groove going, and that was something that kind of just happened naturally in the studio, one of those kind of studio magic moments, so that was really cool too. And Michael had asked kind of where the specific musicians came from, and really I'd just been listening to a lot more folk and bluegrass type music, especially the bands Green Sky Bluegrass and Railroad Earth, and that actually came from Rob Douglas and playing with him in the band Stillbridge. And when we toured out in Colorado, a lot of his friends out there were listening to those bands, and I think actually it was like a wedding I went to with them. They played Real Love by Railroad Earth, I think, and that was the first kind of song of theirs I heard, and I liked it a lot. Kind of just dove into their albums really on my phone, and so yeah, just being really influenced by the bluegrass kind of sound. And when Ben asked what kind of instruments I wanted, my mind immediately went to banjos and fiddles and mandolin, just because I love how those instruments all work together. And throwing my piano on top of that too was a fun little combination. So anyway, so yeah, that's basically the interview that Michael and I did. So now you have all the background info. And so how this open mic works is that I start off with playing a song, and then everybody else kind of goes around and plays a song of theirs too. And then Michael likes to have a kind of moment of feedback where he kind of asks, what works, what strikes you, what was awesome. So after each song you'll hear, I guess, just kind of some feedback and a little conversation, which is kind of cool too, to have that kind of constructive, positive moment after it. So that'll be the format for the open mic, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So I think first up will be me playing an acoustic version of Nobody's Road, and then we'll kick it to Michael, who will be hosting the rest of the open mic and kind of setting up each song. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get to celebrate Nobody's Road with us. I really appreciate all your support around the song. It's been really fun to see this first single kind of make its way in the world. So yeah, thanks so much. It's going really well. All right, here's Nobody's Road.
Oh, hey, Yellow Sofa. Yeah, I'm glad to be here tonight. Thank y'all for having me and for hosting this little release shindig for my first real single, Nobody's Road. It's going really well, I think. Yeah, so I'm going to play that right now. I think I played it live for the first time at the Yellow Sofa, so I like how this is kind of a full circle. But yeah, it goes like this. She won't go quiet. Nobody's Road. Going really well.
What works? What sticks with you? What's wonderful? And I'd like to start. I like how it's optimistic and it's on a journey, and then the chorus comes, and there's really nice contrast between the verse and the big chorus, and you're always glad to see it again, the sun coming out again, and just your manner also is really, really fun to see that you're having a good time playing, and that your voice is separate from is a counterpoint to playing. You know, like you got your own vocal thing going on, and you got your own piano style, and they're happening together, but they're different.
Oh, thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate that.
I love that bridge so much. It like changes the direction slightly, but like adds, like builds off what came before. And you know, I think bridges can be tricky sometimes, where you're just like should I throw this in or shouldn't I? And that one worked. And that was you're like these little like frills you put in, like the high notes on the piano at times that were really cool. And you know, the song overall is just like, it's got that mustard stamp. And awesome.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Yeah, and it was fun. Like in the studio, we were kind of playing with like the rhythm that's in the bridge. We kind of brought it back to like the last chorus a little bit on the recording of it. So that's kind of cool too, that it changes the feel a little bit. But yeah, that's really fun, like syncopated bridge, and like the mandolin and stuff gets all like trippy and stuff on the bridge. So it's pretty.
Oh, I gotta hear that. That sounds cool.
Nice. Yeah, the recording came out really fun too. But thank you, Chris. That's very kind.
I think what I hear is the whoo, like going into the chorus, and it's like a effective and beautiful way to start, and then the ideas, like Michael said, are so strong with like optimism and that follow that. It's like a nice signal, like a beautiful sign. It's well in the right place, but also like a road sign that's been, you know, crafted, you know. And I guess I also miss about hearing you play that, like the vulnerability and like honesty is like, it's offered so bravely, and you know, and but yeah, without like being like codependent, or you know, it doesn't require the listener to solve the problem, you know. I mean, that's okay too, but it's nice that it poses and, you know, lives that question, you know, but with so much like strength and resilience. So
yeah, it's a cool. I guess that's important to kind of have vulnerability, but I always try to find, I guess, like a silver lining around it, or some kind of positivity to help out around it. But don't always do it every day in the day-to-day, but it's nice to put it into the music for sure. So yeah, it's very kind. Yeah, I like trying to get vulnerable sometimes with the lyrics.
I am just sort of, you know, sitting here remembering you back at the old yellow sofa with your broken keyboard, and you know, and the sound system was terrible, and you're doing your thing, and it's coming out all, you know. I mean, I like what you're doing, but it's so young, you know, and so just starting out, and so whatever, and so the beauty of this is like seeing you at a real piano, and you know, and it's just such a well put together, you know, wonderful thing. So
Thank
I mean,
you.
that's the biggest thing that sticks out with me, is that you have progressed over the years. Yeah, it's been a few years, but you know, progressing in a wonderful direction. So it's good to see.
Thank you, Chad. I appreciate it. And I was thinking of like getting like a blender to kind of just put in the background, so I don't know if you like.
Yeah,
You like so
I don't know if you can you see in the background on the shelf there?
I see a lot of books and stuff, but do you have a blender hiding up there somewhere?
No, let me
Oh.
get a little closer. Let's see.
I'm excited. Oh, you got the mustard back there.
Oh,
Yeah. Right on brand. I love it.
Somebody's got to do it, you know?
Yeah, it's dedication. I love it. Well, thank you, guys.
did you appear because you were about to say something? Are we? Has everybody gotten to say what they wanted to say?
I would just add, I would encourage people to go to YouTube at some point or Google the song. I just saw it last night for the first time. Laura's got a really great video and recording of that song that she just released, which is really excellent. And you get to hear all the musicians and instruments she talked about. Came out really nice, Laura.
Nice. What's the title of that, David, that you saw? It's Nobody's Road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, but it's the full thing with, and that's the one that goes through all the pictures, right?
yeah. So there's like a full music video for like Nobody's Road that came out the other day. But so yeah, it's basically like a giant collage I made on the floor of this music room, and the camera kind of pans over it. But it's all these different kind of pictures and objects and things like that are kind of memorable in. I should put a blender in the collage.
There you go.
Like that as a I know. I saw that in the corner while David was talking. I was trying not to laugh. He was saying where he amazing.
Had to do that.
All right.
Anyway. Yeah, she gets the blender.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Feels like home.
So we're gonna go to Lazy Farmer because I got it up on the screen.
Cool.
And this is Rob with the Rounders.
I sang a little song, but it ain't very long, about a lazy farmer who wouldn't hoe corn. Why it was, I never could tell. That young man was always well. That young man was always well. He planted his corn on June the last. In July, it was up to his eye. In September, there came a big frost. All that young man's corn was lost. All that young man's corn was lost. Started to the field and he got there last. Grass in the weeds was up to his chin. Grass in the weeds had grown so high. Caused that poor man for to sigh. Caused that poor man for to sigh. Now his courtship had just begun. She said, young man, have you hoed your corn? I've tried in vain. But I don't believe I'll raise one grain. I don't believe I'll raise one grain. Why do you come to me to wed if you can't even raise your own cornbread? Single I am and single I'll remain. For a lazy man I won't maintain. A lazy man I won't maintain. He hung his head and walked away, saying, kind miss, you'll rue the day, you'll rue the day that you were born. Forgiving me the devil 'cause I wouldn't hoe corn. Forgiving me the devil 'cause I wouldn't hoe corn. Now this courtship was to an end. On his way then he began, saying, kind miss, I'll have another girl. If I have to ramble this big wide world, if I have to ramble this big wide world.
Anybody want to start with what works, what sticks with you, what's awesome?
None of us.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say was that the handwritten lyrics and Rob's voice, it's like the visual analog to Rob's voice. It's like it is the delivery of like a human, open person, and when you see it written, it's just like that's what that voice would look like. You know, like his singing voice is like a handwritten paper with handwriting printed like that, and that really was what. And those were really interesting visuals too. I thought that because they like sometimes were inexplicable, sometimes they were historical, and then there was like the girl in the red snowsuit from the 40s, and then there was like little boy blue sleeping in the hay or something, and yeah, it was interesting how to like. Oh, is that where it's from?
I don't know if that's where it's from, but they were very similar. Let's see, try this one. Similar illustrations. In
One, yeah. In fact, I have one of those editions too. My book house.
yeah.
And so this one's a 1926 edition of a school reader.
Yeah.
Like a.
Oh, that makes.
This was always, as a kid, that was always one of my favorite. I only have two volumes of it, but it was.
Yeah.
I always liked the illustration.
I also like the grass and weeds up to his chin, like instead, like those kind of joke rhymes that you lead into thinking he's going to say something.
Yeah. Well, it was funny when I was listening to it because like part of the side part where you can kind of see everybody's faces was kind of covering like the end of the line, so I couldn't quite read it. So I was kind of filling it in my head, and then I moved over and I was like, oh wait, no, he didn't say that. Okay. So you kind of let your imagination fill it in, but yeah, I like the banjos parts from what I could hear too. Like I like the kind of folk feel to it, and then the lyrics definitely had that kind of folk story to it too. But it was also very kind of, I guess, more lighthearted and silly too. So I liked, yeah, the overall piece, and especially with the visuals there too, kind of tied it all together.
The interesting thing, is that I have on YouTube. I have a Farmer Man Envy Blues, which is it's one of my early YouTube things that I co-wrote with a friend of mine, and. I don't know. So when he says the farmer's song there, it was like, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
should have done it.
I'm thinking,
Should have done the other one.
yeah. And this will be Jackie's, and this is called "Hanging Out at the Sofa."
Hi, this is a song called Hanging Out at the Sofa. It's my homage to our Yellow Sofa open mic. And I originally played this on July 16th, 2015 at something we called the Laura Palooza in honor of Laura Mustard going away to Nashville. Here it is. Hanging out at the sofa, hanging out at the sofa, hanging out at the sofa, it's what we do. Hey Robbie, play that garbage lady song. Play it so that we can sing along. And Felix, don't you miss that bus? Get your guitar and play for us. And Mary, be sure to entertain with your mandolin and a cinquain. Laura Mustard plays those keys with such sweet soul, singing for a snow day, that's just how she rolls. And Chris is on the darker road with haunting in his weary bones. And if you close your eyes on Jack, he's no devil, but a hermit crab. Hanging out at the sofa, hanging out at the sofa, hanging out at the sofa, it's what we do. A tune for the road is a song I like to hear. And when I hear that song, I know that Scott is near. And Tony plays with Celtic flair. You'll know, 'cause Yates is in the air. And Michael, who was here at the start, is a Silverstone still in our hearts. And if you're thirsty, mine needs further proof. Listen to the words of Bobby and Jamoof and all the writers that come through, and poets and comics too, and Griff, Bill, Brad, and Rain Man on guitar, and Krista and Jeremy will take you far. Hanging out at the sofa, hanging out at the sofa, hanging out at the sofa, it's what we do.
That is just the sweetest.
The greatest song ever.
That is everybody.
If
So many of the people.
If there was ever going to be a Yellow Sofa anthem, that would be it.
Yeah.
Jackie, that is a jelly-filled donut of nostalgia.
Hmm.
Every bite is sweet.
Yeah.
It's excellent.
I thought it was like so. It's such a kind way to see everybody. Like Tony, that he had Yeats and that he's Celtic and that, you know, it's like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. And the Garbage Lady song being cited as an important historical moment.
Yes, yes. One of my favorites.
Melody too. I thought the hanging out at the sofa. That really, I like that.
Yeah.
It definitely could use a chorus, choral singers, but that's another time and place.
Yeah, no, that's great.
We
Little
should
choir.
do it. Jackie, we should do it as a project. We'll figure out a way to do that.
All right.
That would be really neat.
Yeah,
You have to.
good idea. Yeah, it's a great song.
The reference to Felix missing the bus, I sort of half remember that. Was he actually taking a bus to get home? Or
So he had, his hit song was I Missed the Bus.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
was like his hit song that he always played.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear you refer to him as your secret weapon, though.
You're right, I didn't. It's hard to get it all in one song.
Exactly.
Yeah.
90% of it for sure. And I want to get you, Scott, I promised that we were going to do your farmer song. Let's see if I can get that up now.
Oh, is that one I sent you?
Yeah.
These are old days. It's actually when I was still trying to play a keyboard.
Okay.
Farmer's on his tractor, plowing up the field, trying to sell his truck crop, trying to make a deal. Farmer's in his barnyard, trying to milk the cow, gonna get himself a cash crop, but he don't know how. I wanna be that man, I wanna farm the land. How I envy all his days. I wanna be that man in every way. Farmer's in his pickup, going into town, trying to sell his harvest to a local clown. Farmer's in the outhouse, sitting on the board, well, he's chatting with a field mouse and talking to the Lord. I wanna be that man, wanna farm the land. How I envy all his days. I wanna be that man in every way. Days. I wanna be that man in every way. Farmer's in the kitchen, fighting with his wife. She's frying up some chicken, they're doing time for life. Farmer's in the graveyard, looking at the sky. Well, I wanna be that farmer, I couldn't tell you why. I wanna be that man, wanna farm the land. How I envy all his days. I wanna be that man in every way, be that man in every way. Billy.
Take that, Laura Mustard.
Wow.
I know, right? Yeah, as my first
Yeah.
novice, the piano was very impressive and some pretty good solos there. I like the boogie woogie feel. Very, very.
That was the same. That was the same one that you played.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah,
Was that you playing keys, Scott?
yeah. It was.
Wow.
Whoa, really?
There was a there was a time when I quit playing guitar and I went and played. Decided to learn how to play keyboard, so I did that for a while and I got to be okay at it. And then I wanted to play guitar again and I couldn't remember how to play guitar, so now I can't play keyboard anymore. So it's,
Oh,
haven't figured it out.
one at a time.
It's in there somewhere. Like it's like riding a bike. you
Yeah,
know?
well, I can still, but it's, and my method was, basically both hands are doing pretty much the same thing. So, but
Sounded great.
The results
That's terrific.
are great. So
it was, yeah, it was fun.
It's a really interesting, unique mix of styles. It's kind of like Cab Calloway, a gentle singing cowboy, and surrealism, kind of that put all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the piano playing is really cool, Scott. I hope
Yeah,
you do more.
yeah, thanks. I wish I could still do it,
Yeah.
Of course, with this coronavirus stuff, I should, spend some time practicing.
Do you have a piano, or do
What?
you have an electric piano?
Yeah, well, I got the big full 88 key. Laura Mustard played that piano. She
Oh.
actually,
Wait,
one
hold
of
on.
her earlier recordings was that.
Oh.
Hold on, I have a picture of it.
Yeah,
Just hanging off my wall.
down in Toad Hollow there.
Give me a second.
Well, I could just show you. It's in the other room. But
Yeah, look at this.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
that was the
The original demo
Uh-huh.
album. Yeah, June 17th, 2011. So
Totally
this-
remember that.
the same week.
yeah. Laura came over one day and said that she had some songs, and I said great, and so she played them and did several takes of them, and we're going on and on and on. I'm going, oh, this is not over yet. But it was great. It was great fun.
Well, yeah, that was fun. The first recording experience. Very, very positive.
Yeah. Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
Well, does anybody else have anything else they want to add?
I'd say I like the piano, and the idea of this mythical, some kind of idealized farmer. Someone's got to have a great life out there, and I want to be that person.
Mm.
Well, my friend has a tendency when he has a few beers to get sort of sentimental, and so, and he's sort of latched onto the idea of being a farmer, I guess, and so
Oh yeah.
that's where that may have come from. And I'm going, Billy, these lyrics are kind of weird, but he says, well, it's just make a tune, and so. In the final end, I kind of like it.
So this is a song that I wrote this week, of course. When I usually play the songs, they're from this week, and it's called Louies Tomorrow. Let's see.
I feel a sweet field of phony baloney right through my fingers and out through the tops of my toes. And it shows I'm ever ready now. There's an insistence that fills up the forest, often
distance and over the tops of the trees, while I see outreaching everywhere. I see the joy that's answering. I'm feeling familiar belongings and a soft ceiling for lifting my head to the sky. And that's why I'm up here unafraid. Louise, tomorrow. Louise, tomorrow. What are we waiting for?
So it's kind of surrealistic.
I love that, you know, kind of like New Orleans gospel-y organ that you got on there, Michael. That was awesome.
It's a Hammond B3.
Yeah, it adds this like psychedelic layer to it, and I really dig it.
Yeah, I like the organ. I heard that, and I also like how the verses ended with a little phrase. There'd be like a long pause. It's nice.
I have a version, you know, I just bought this guitar from Downtown Sounds. Like I bought it when they were closed because I wanted to keep them going. And I got, it's like a mini guitar that's 3/4 size. It's a toy guitar, but it's really high quality. And I did it on that, and I wrote it on that. And when I have a version that I played it on that, and it basically sounds like playing on a toy piano. And it had nothing else but voice and that guitar, finger picking on it. And I think I like that version just as much. So
Yeah, yeah. No, this was very full and rich. I think it sounds like Dylan occasionally to me in there. So, just some, not all the time, but a couple of.
well, yeah, like a guy who
instances there
couldn't be
that-
polished if he wanted to be, and even if he does want to be.
Yeah, I have a hard time catching lyrics the first time through, and so mostly I hear the music and how it, and then there's certain phrases will pop out at me, but
the video on that one does have the words
The
of
lyrics.
the time that they,
which in this case might have been,
yeah,
sort of helpful.
yeah.
But yeah, it was. No, I like it, and the fact that you're. So, how many instruments did you have on that? It wasn't just the organ.
It had 9 or 10 tracks, and so it had just like an electric piano just playing some high notes at the same in unison with the chords, and it had a bass, and it has drums, and it has.
Now, what are you using for software?
GarageBand.
Just GarageBand. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, no. I got it on my iPad.
It's well, there's the mobile version, but then there's also the desktop version is more like Pro Tools.
A real thing.
Or sort of, yeah. It's kind of halfway in between. We have time to go a second. I think we should definitely do the Rob and Laura song next. So let me get that.
Said you got a lot of room to play with.
soonest.
I thought what was really cool about their recording was that it did sound like you were in the same room, you know, just like really getting into it. And then the xylophonist was also kind of adding something. But
The xylophone was in there.
if I had to guess just by listening to it, I would think that you two were together, and that there was a third, you know, the other recording was separate. But yeah, it had a natural intimacy of like being present.
Thank you.
Yeah, like Rob had sent me the video ahead of time, so I was listening to it kind of before I made my video, so I can kind of get to know where he made the changes and the jumps, and yeah, and he had his own kind of vocal expression and like excitement kind of in that video too, and especially kind of leading up to the chord change, and so it was kind of fun to play off that, kind of because I knew it was coming.
And is there anything else that we should know, Laura, about upcoming events in the release and how to support you and celebrate this?
Yeah, those are good questions. Yeah, so July 10th is actually when the next single might be coming out, so I'm not sure if I'll have other release stuff schemed up by then, but I'm kind of in the planning phase for that. But the second single will be coming in a little bit. And then yeah, I mean, if you want to listen to the song Nobody's Road, it's on like Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, kind of all the places where you stream music online, you can hear it. And the music video I made for it, Nobody's Road, is on YouTube, so you can hear that. And if you're not
Great video.
Yeah, oh thank you, Scott. Yeah, that was really fun to make. And it's cool because there's so many like different things in it, so if you have any questions about it, I can give you all the backstory.
I liked that I was in there.
You were, yeah. I think all of you were in it, actually. So that could be like a Where's Waldo game if you want to try to find yourself in the video or see how many times you're there. But yeah, and then if you're not following me on social media, you all probably are already, but I always say that.
How can we? You know, I just want to make sure we don't miss any of them. So
good point.
Yeah. So you're on. Besides Facebook, do you have a Twitter?
Yep. Yeah, I have Twitter.
Of course, I'm a follower. Yes.
Yeah. And then Instagram as well. If you're on there, those are kind of the three main channels I'm on. If you search Laura Mustard or Mustard Laura, usually I'll come up on those. Because there is another Laura Mustard out there who I think is a librarian, but she is some Laura Mustard.
Yeah, isn't she also a musician?
Oh,
I looked up a Laura. Yeah, I thought there was another Laura Mustard musician.
Maybe. I don't know. I thought I was the only one, but maybe not. Maybe there's more. Maybe there's more of us out there. And if there is, we should collaborate because that'd be really fun.
We're in our final minute here. We may get cut off, and before we do, I just want to say how fun this was. Thanks for sharing this with us and making this possible for us to celebrate with you. And and see you all next time.
What did you do? Sign up for?
Take care.
Yeah.
Everyone, thank you, Michael.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you guys for hosting this. This is really fun to celebrate with you guys.
See you all. Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Bye.